Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington was first broadcast on September 26, 1991, written by George Meyer and directed by Wes Archer. What's notable about this episode is that Al Jean and Mike Reiss officially took over as the showrunners starting with this episode, taking over from James L. Brooks, Matt Groening, and Sam Simon. Of course, Al and Jean would split from the show for a couple of seasons before they would eventually make their way back to the show starting around the 2000s. So while reading a copy of Reading Digest, get it, because Reader's Digest was a thing back in the day. It was like a for those of you youngsters out there who were too young to remember Reader's Digest, it was basically kind of the equivalent of a TV guide, sort of. Instead of TV listings, you had like all these different stories in there. I don't know. Actually, I don't really know if Reader's Digest is still a thing anymore. But hey, this is me from the future. I'm just letting you know that yes, Reader's Digest is still a thing. It's still going strong. After 103 years. It's been around since 1922, and I did the research after I recorded this. I was talking kind of off the cuff overall when I was talking about Reader's Digest, but Reader's Digest is still going on. But like I said, some of you out there might be too young to remember when it was at its peak overall. I remember when my grandparents had this on the back of their toilets when we went to their house all the time. So yeah, this is something that most older people had back in the day. I don't know, maybe younger people still read it, but it was mostly just younger people in general. But I wanted to come in and say that Reader's Digest is still around, so with all that said, back to the video. I don't know, just in case anybody out there under the age of 30 doesn't know what that is, but it was a thing back in the day. But while reading a copy of Reading Digest, Homer finds an entry form for an essay contest for which Lisa signs up. When she wins the contest, she and the family travel to Washington, D.C., where the finals are to be held. Here, Lisa bears witness to the seedy underbelly of politics and becomes bitterly disappointed after learning of a bribery scandal involving Springfield State Congressman, and in her final essay, she disdains and condemns the government system, which leads to the arrest of the corrupt congressman. While she fails to win the contest, her faith in government is restored. And this is another one of those classic Simpsons episodes, because not only was it just a great, funny episode with the tradition Simpson style we've come so used to seeing after all these years, those great one-off lines that come out of nowhere, like this, for example.
We the purple? What the hell was that?
And then probably one of the great running gags of the entire episode, where Bart just gets so pissed off with the eccentric pianist at the ceremony that they have, to the point where it has one of the great payoffs at the end, and the dialogue at the end with Bart is just priceless.
The deficit rag, oh yeah, the deficit rag. Those budget gaps can be a 12-digit drag. I'm telling you, that's the deficit. They really made a mess of it. That's the deficit rag. Thank you.
Oh, this guy is awful. I know, honey, but just sit still.
The trading gap shuffle, we're in a heap of trouble. Doing the trading gap shuffle, yes, there.
I already sang this song. No, that was about the budget gap. This is the trading gap.
But it also brings in some really funny and smartly written political satire about the way our government works and how corrupt it can be. I mean, if the last couple of years have not shown... the last decade in particular, honestly, if the last decade has not shown that our government has been so screwed up, and I don't know what else to tell you, man. I mean, we've all believed that our government is screwed up in some way, shape, or form, regardless of whoever the president is, whoever runs the House, whoever runs the Senate, whoever your congressman is. And to watch a show like this take advantage of that and make just really funny jabs at the government, and not only that, but play around with an idea that the government can take somebody out of office so quickly because one person loses faith in government, and just makes it so hilarious to watch. I mean, the whole bit at the end, after Lisa gives this speech about how she has lost her faith in the government, and you know, one of the judges, who's a congressman, calls up somebody and says, "A little girl is losing her faith in democracy," and the guy's like, "Good Lord!" And then it just leads into this really quick, and I mean really quick, finding him out, getting him expelled, and then having the president sign this bill, to the point where there's literally a newspaper as soon as they go to an intermission that says that they took the guy out, and Lisa goes like, "The system works."
Senator, there's a problem at the essay contest.
Please, son, I'm very busy.
A little girl is losing faith in democracy.
Good Lord!
Congressman, you're under arrest.
We will now vote on the House Bill 1022, the expulsion of Bob Arnold.
Okay, this should make my bosses very happy.
Your bosses?
Yep. All 250 million of them.
Extra, extra! Feds, nab, rotten red!
Give me one of those.
Imprisoned congressman becomes born-again Christian.
I can't believe it. The system works.
Like, it's ridiculous. And it's funny because the only people that didn't seem to find that funny was the people that they were making fun of, the timber industry. The timber industry themselves literally criticized the scene in which Lisa witnesses a timber industry lobbyist offering a bribe to a congressman in order to demolish the Springfield forest. They described it as an easy shot at hardworking people whose only crime is to have been born in a timber town. Which, two things. One, you do realize that was supposed to be a satire or something that a majority of us already knew in some way. And again, I just love how the scene where Lisa's ripping up her speech in particular, a powerful scene in the episode, has been used by by both sides as an argument, as like their way of making fun of the other party in particular. The Republicans do it a lot. Some Democrats do it sometimes, but it's just like, you guys kind of missed the point of what that was supposed to be about. And two, by coming out and completely criticizing that scene, you make us, the regular viewer, believe that you're trying to make us believe that something that you do does not actually happen. Let's face it, that's the first thought you have when you first hear about something like this. And in fact, Matt Groening himself responded not once but twice to the response by the industry in an interview with TV Guide not too long after this episode aired, in which he said, "Research on the ecological damage caused by clear cutting and overlogging, and it's really appalling." Jackie Lang, a timber industry activist in Salem who helped lead the protest against the Fox network in Groening, said she was appalled by Groening's response, and he will be sorry he ever made it. Jake Hogan, the supervising producer of the show, defended Groening, saying that the episodes are just like little stories. They're little comedies, stories that make people laugh. October 15th, 1991, he issues another statement to the public in which he says, "So now a few lumber companies have joined the nuclear power industry, right-wing preachers, and high-ranking Republicans in attacking The Simpsons. We must be doing something right. I must point out The Simpsons is a cartoon show, not 60 Minutes. Later in the show, the same lobbyists proposed drilling for oil in Teddy Roosevelt's head at Mount Rushmore. Please don't tell the oil companies about this." So, anybody out there who is having a problem with South Park continuously making fun of Donald Trump, we've been having this this has been like this for years now, and it's never going away, no matter how hard you try to do this. So, and the timber industry, obviously, again, doesn't understand the meaning of the word satire. But okay, enough with the political material. You all want to know how I feel about the episode itself, and like I said, it's a perfect example of a great Lisa story with a lot of great hilarious moments, very funny political satire, some very good emotional moments, and a great 3-act structure to the story. It's another winner for The Simpsons and the beginning of what I consider to be kind of the golden age of the series that would start with this season and continue on over the next few years. I mean, yeah, the last 2 seasons were good seasons, but this is where I think the trend starts to really begin in showing how The Simpsons just kept getting better and better and better as the seasons went on. And this is definitely one of their stronger episodes overall. Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington, definitely one worth checking out.
Say, let me tell you about Lisa S. She's that little 8-year-old McGregor S. She caught a crook and really made him pay. She did it all in just one day. That's what I would call being on the ball.
Lise, you taught me to stand up for what I believe in.